Welcome to Wednesday Night Live from the Basement. Here's your hosts, Rob, Daryl, and Joe.
Good evening, everybody. It is Wednesday. I'm Rob. I'm in my basement. That is Joe. He's in his basement. And that is Daryl, and he doesn't have a basement. How you doing, guys?
Good.
Good.
I am in my basement. And yeah, Daryl, it'd be tough to have a basement up there. You crawl space, you said. No? Maybe a little?
There's a crawl space. I am in my what is supposed to be a dining room that I've turned into my record room.
That's a good priority.
That's a better use of it. Yeah, you can eat anywhere. Yeah. I don't personally have a problem with it. I'm not sure if anybody else does, but
nope. We don't have a
I
dining
gotta
room.
be honest with you, we actually don't eat at the kitchen table at all. We just sit in front of the TV.
Nice.
Yep. And
we don't have a guest this evening, so it's just three of us.
Well, we have a special guest.
We do
have a special guest.
Oh. Okay.
We have 1992 World Series champion Kelly Gruber is joining us for the show.
Oh, yeah?
He's going to watch the show with us. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will, speaking of the Blue Jays, I'll be watching our imminent demise on my phone. So I'm not optimistic about things, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So, what's going on? I mean, we chatted before, but you guys have a good Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it was good. It was quick. It was, it always seems to go very quickly. And I had a lot of football and stuff this weekend, and then a couple of baseball games that were a little more disappointing than they should have been, unfortunately, but, it was nice. Everybody was to our place. Everybody being, there's not that many of us, actually. It's not like there's 10, 12 of us. I think there's 8 of us in the end when everybody shows up. So it was good. It was quiet. It was good.
Good. Trevor.
Non-basement house.
I may have been a tad cocky prior to the start of this series because Trevor said, hey, my Detroit Tigers are eliminated. I have to cheer for Seattle now because that's local to Trevor. And I said, Jays are going to kick the snot out of the Mariners. I'm sorry, Trevor. Record Hound, how you doing, sir? Welcome.
Evening.
Daryl had his Thanksgiving today, right? You were saying?
Yeah, so I went out on the train Friday to go visit my daughter. Drove to North Bay. I took her to Swiss Chalet for Thanksgiving because she wasn't coming home. So that was good. Me and the boys and my daughter went there. Saw a parking lot hit and run while we were there. A van just reared another vehicle right in the side and just spun out of the parking lot. So that was an interesting one.
So
Richard,
while I was out, I bought some records.
Excellent. Richard, I sent you a message on Instagram because I was looking for a guest, but I assumed you were probably busy. Did you answer me? I don't know. I got a message here. Let's see if it's Richard. No, it's not Richard. It's Chris Mann. Richard, if you want to join us, check your inbox on Instagram. We'd still love to have you on this evening. So what, do Canadians eat for Thanksgiving moose steaks? Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Nope. Just some good old Canadian ham. Not back bacon.
I actually melt my igloo to drink it.
We had caribou. I'm kidding. We did everything.
Caribou's fucking amazing.
Have
you ever tried caribou?
No, I have not.
I've had it once. There was a local person up here that had some. It's really good, man.
I've had moose. I've had lots of deer, venison, whatever. But yeah, I don't know if I ever tried caribou.
It's really good.
I've not had caribou.
Bear meat, on the other hand, is disgusting.
Yeah. A lot of fat, or
it's like basically eating like the gristle off of a steak for the entire time.
Yeah, that's no good.
I wonder if it would depend what kind of bear it is. Like, because you look at the size of a black bear versus a grizzly bear. I don't know.
Yeah. I've only had black bear, and I think maybe the other reason for that is they feast on garbage.
Yeah, there is a bit of that. Yeah, that'll do it. So garbage out, taste.
I have very fond memories of being about 5 years old. We used to rent a cottage up by Algonquin Park. And the highlight of the week, and it was the same families up there every summer. And the highlight every week is the son of the guy the family that owned the cottages. We called him Uncle Ken. And the highlight of the week was Uncle Ken would load all the garbage into the back of his pickup truck. And any of us kids that wanted to go would also hop in the back of his pickup truck. And we'd drive to the dump, throw the garbage out, and then we'd sit there at a relatively safe distance and watch the bears eat the garbage. And then we go for ice cream. That was awesome.
Now, the big question is, Rob, did you do what John Candy did and throw chocolate bars on the hood of your truck?
No, I didn't do that. But
the documentary "I Like Me" came out on the 10th, I think, or the 11th. So that's out on Prime. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but should be good. John was awesome.
He was. Agreed.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else to talk about? I don't know. Do we?
I don't know. I think you guys have videos on your channels. Rob, I saw you had a new one for sure. Daryl, I can't remember, but you had something going on. You had something going on for sure.
Yeah, we both uploaded something new. I did just a vinyl finds because I hadn't done one of those in ages, and in the last few weeks I had maybe purchased a little more than I probably should have. So.
Yeah, you told me about a good one today, which I haven't watched yet, but that should be interesting. I like those too, and that should be. They're not in the same room, or are they in the same room?
No.
Beato and.
Yeah, they are in the same room. Yeah. Rick Beato, who's probably the best, music channel on YouTube, interviews the other best music channel on YouTube, which is Justin Hawkins from The Darkness. So. The Darkness is out on tour, so he messaged Beato and said, "I'm in Atlanta," and Rick's like, "Well, you better come over." So they sat down for an hour and a bit. It was a great interview, and I couldn't help but notice as I watched that interview, I was 5 fucking feet away from Justin Hawkins before I realized who he was, and I felt like an idiot. But it is what it is.
But I keep telling you, it's a good story.
It is a good story.
You can still say those words, but at the end, but I got a good story out of it.
Right.
I'll take that part for the end.
Exactly. So, Rob Walker, how you doing? Welcome. Chris Mann is messaging us saying he's having trouble watching us in England for some reason, or Wales. Pardon me, he's not in England; he's in Wales. Apparently, he can't get a hold. He can't. They're blocking us for some reason.
Really? That's weird.
Maybe we're too controversial for Wales. Who knows?
That's exactly it.
Maybe.
For Tenby. Isn't it Tenby, I think, right?
Maybe we're too controversial for Dolphins, too. Get it? Wales and Dolphins. That was funny. I'm here all night, folks, or at least for the next 2 hours.
Try the caribou. Yeah, he's here all week. Try the caribou.
Or for the next, couple hours, so I want to run headlong into a wall because my Jays have shit the bed. So we'll see what happens. Rob was saying YouTube was down over there. So, yeah.
There you go. And Daryl, I think you had one new thing, couple new things. I can't remember for sure.
Yeah, there was one that I had on a schedule for Sunday. It's a long video. It's 30 minutes, but I basically flipped through my collection and I started noticing because I do everything alphabetically. I don't do it by genre or anything like that. So I had some weird paired groups side by side, and I just thought that it would be kind of cool to talk about that. And then I had one that I did this morning, the Red or Dead thread. I did that for Martin there over in the UK. So
there you go.
5 red spined albums, and everybody on them. Well, not everybody on them, but all 5 of the records I had somebody that was dead on them too. So.
Nice.
So speaking of how you organize your records, I want both of your opinions on this. So I bought some records the other day. And one of them happened to be Planet Waves, the Bob Dylan record that he did with the band. So my question to you is this. Would you file that under D for Dylan? Would you file that under B for the band?
What does it say on the spine? Does it just say Bob Dylan on the spine?
It does just say Bob Dylan on the spine, but on the back it says Bob Dylan in the band.
Yeah, he still gets lead billing though too. So I would go with Dylan on that one. You have to have one in the Bob Dylan full. You know,
I already do. I
Dylan
have blonde on blonde.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. You do. So
Where would you put it, Daryl?
I actually have it in my collection, and I can't remember where I have it. I think I might have it under Dylan. I should go check.
I put it under
I'll be right
B.
back. I'll see where it's at.
I put it under B because I bought it because to complete the band's discography, and also I don't want any more Dylan records on my shelf because Dylan sounds like a live black bear being ground up into hamburger meat. So I'm not interested in having any more Dylan on there. But it raised an interesting question. I mean, where would one file that?
yeah, are we keeping some sort of track of your analogies for Bob Dylan singing or no?
Probably
like
not.
I'm not sure if that's recorded anywhere or not.
Probably,
I mean,
we'll just be one more thing for Richard to keep track of.
yeah. We've got cheese grater.
Well,
I know that one.
It's in my to be sorted out stuff. So
To be thrown out. Yeah, that makes sense.
I might put it. I don't know. I've got a few under Dylan already, and I only have one under the band. So
When I went
Good
to
question.
Wikipedia for the album, Wikipedia has, under all the headings that they had Bob Dylan discography, and it had what albums it sits between in Dylan's discography, and then underneath it had the band discography, and it had that it sits in between, I think, the Basement Tapes and Moondog Matinee. So I'm like, it is officially an album from both discographies. So I put it with the band because Bob Dylan sucks. Richard's saying YouTube has been a bit wonky today. Took several times to get the stream going. Yeah, Record Hound was saying the same thing. I haven't had any problems today. So
Yeah, I don't know.
strange.
I guess I haven't been on YouTube though. I've only been on StreamYard. So because they're watching it on YouTube, right? So
I like Ryan's comment. My entire collection is a to be sorted pile. Well done, sir.
yeah, that's
Well
good.
done.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, our topic this evening is nothing sophisticated. Darrow just came up with the idea. Let's do something about genres. So I think Daryl just kind of pulled one genre with, a bunch of subgenres. I pulled three genres, and I'm showing albums from those three genres, and it's not stuff that you might typically think that I would have. And I don't know how Joe skinned this cat. What did you do, Joe?
I did three. There's two of them that are similar-ish, but they are definitely different as well. So yeah, so we'll call it three.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Chris has got us now. So there you go. Welcome.
Oh, hi, Chris.
And no, greatest hit, Chris, is not a genre.
Yeah. It could be a category, but not a genre.
Exactly. So we don't have a guest. So which one of you guys wants to go first?
Daryl can go first.
Daryl can go first. All right. We'll supersize
Okay,
it here,
so
Daryl. There
you
you
know
go.
what it is. My eyes today are just so tired and droopy. It's one of those middle of the week days, I guess.
That'll do it.
I guess it is the middle of the week. What am I talking about? All right, so genres. I tried to go with records that I haven't shown either a lot or I haven't shown at all. Everybody knows that I'm a big 80s fan. A lot of these are going to be from the 80s, but it's more of I went with like soft pop / soft rock / you're going to probably be seeing a few ballads or power ballads today. So that's the subgenre area I went with. So I hope we don't lose any viewers with these sappy music that I'm going to be showing today, but a lot of mine are just like pure cheese and sappiness. So the first one that I'm going to show, we're going down under, and I'm going to show a little Air Supply. And I'm not ashamed to say that I own multiple Air Supply records. And there's just something about it. I don't know. Maybe because my dad liked Air Supply and REO Speedwagon and all those types of bands in the early 80s. And I've just kind of grown into it. So, yeah, I mean, you could call these guys definitely soft rock or soft pop. There's no doubt about that. But they do the ballad thing. Every Woman in the World is on this. Lost in Love is on this. All Out of Love is on this. A whole pile of sappy, lovey-dovey stuff. And I suppose, I mean, maybe Rob, because you and I didn't go to high school or elementary school at this time, kind of wonder, like, is that the crap people would have been dancing to? Slow dancing, making out on the dance floor. I guess that's what it would have been like back then.
That would have been ass grabbing music, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So I figured I'd start the night off with some Air Supply. I've got, like I said, all of these. I've got no shame to say that I like cheese. I like the sappy music, and so I got a lot of it. So let's start it off with some Air Supply. Yeah.
The guy who loves Tool and Primus pulls out Air Supply. Well said. Hey, Morton, how you doing, man? Welcome.
Air Supply's got their place, and I was in high school when that was out, and it is ass grabbing music. Just to clarify, if you needed to know, I don't know if I actually got to grab any asses. I unfortunately still had to listen to the song. It's fine if you get asked to grab and listen to the song. Never mind.
I consider myself incredibly fortunate in high school. I never went to a single dance.
Yeah.
But he dated the same girl for, 3 years, the last 3 years of high school. And she was out of my league, but for some reason that worked. And she hated dances too. So got to grab some butt, but I never had to go to a dance. So
didn't have to go to a dance.
I went to a single dance in grade 9, and my school did the whole like Freshie King and Queen thing.
Oh.
And I asked the Freshie Queen to dance, and I got rejected, and I didn't go to another dance until grade 12. I had a girlfriend in grade 12, and she's like, "Hey, we should go to the dance." And I'm like, "I fucking hate dances." And she's like, "Why?" And I told her why, and she's like, "You need to get over it. That was 3 years ago." So
when the prom rolls around, my girlfriend goes, "We don't have to go, do we?" I'm going, "Do you want to go?" She goes, "Fuck no." I'm like, "Wonderful. This is why we are together." So
we had a good band. We had a good band at ours. So I went, and then I also was drunk, I think. So that helped a lot. There was partly that too. It was more just party than anything. So it was good. It was all right.
There you go.
Yeah. All right.
Middle of the first, nothing.
Yeah, we had one bass. We had one guy on bass, but that's it. So
we're gonna choke. I'm wearing the white hat in mourning this evening. So
look, we have 1992 World Series champion Kelly Gruber on the show with us tonight.
I know, and that's great because we're not going to be the 2025 World Champions. We're not even going to be the 2025 American League champions. So it is Joe's turn now. So we'll just do this. There we go.
Excuse me. All right. So mine is kind of similar. That's not true at all. Actually, not true at all. Couldn't be further from Air Supply. It's Wasp. We're going to go with a little bit of Wasp. So this is going to be similar to another category I'm going to do, but these guys for me fall under the sleaze rock category, which I talked about a little bit, I think last week or the week before. Now, I don't have the Kings of, which in my opinion are Faster Pussycat. I don't have any. I'm still looking for it. I like to find stuff in the wild, and I still haven't found any of it. But Guns N' Roses probably falls into that category. They're not in here. Early AC/DC, like all the Bon Scott stuff, that would fall into it. It's almost a little bit more of the bluesy metal-ish than anything, but there's some lyrics that go on when it comes to Blackie Lawless and the rest of Wasp as well. This is an interesting album, and there you go. You do have to have a pair of semi or close to naked legs on the back of your album cover to fit into this category this evening. I'm not sure if that will be the case, but I know it's the case on at least two of the albums. So this might be the complete antithesis opposite of Air Supply. So there you go. A little bit of Wasp is where we're going to go. Yeah.
Fairly diametrically opposed. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't think they were ever on the same bill. That's for sure. But
I like that back cover, though. You can't go wrong with the
Nothing wrong with that.
The nice legs, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good album.
I really got to check out Wasp. I don't think I've ever listened to a single Wasp song. I should throw that on one of these days. They fall into that 80s Motley Crue / whatever else fits in there.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if Motley's going to show up on your list, but
look at smartass Mr. Man here. Was Sting in Wasp? You're funny, sir.
He was not. He was not. But there you go. That's where we're going to start off with a little sleazy rock and roll, and it's starting off with some Wasp.
Okay, so I picked 3 genres, and not genres that are, plentiful in my collection. I'll give you guys a pick. You can have pop, like pop. You can have blues, or you can have country. What do you want first?
Let's go. If I'm voting, I'll say blues to start us off.
Okay. Yeah, let's go blues. Why not?
No, Daryl, you're supposed to argue with me.
All right.
All right.
That's at the bottom of my pile here. Hold on.
I don't like arguing.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, I have about this many blues records, so this is probably almost my entire blues collection.
I pulled them all out, eh? Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to start here. From England. Chicken Shack. Love Chicken Shack. Chicken Shack was a band in late 60s, early 70s, I believe. Their claim to fame is that they had a piano player by the name of Christine Perfect, who had ultimately married John McVie and joined Fleetwood Mac. But that's not how I heard about Chicken Shack. I heard about Chicken Shack from this album, Imagination Lady, which came out after she left. Has a great song on here that I just love called If I Were a Carpenter. Like, this is good, nice electric British blues, great stuff. And I don't even know how I heard this record. I want to say I worked with someone that had it and I heard it and I was like, oh, what's that? And I ended up loving that album and I bought the CD and happened to be listening to it one day at home. And my dad goes, why are you listening to Chicken Shack? And I go, what do you mean? He goes, do you know who Chicken Shack is? I'm like, I don't have a friggin' clue. I just know I like this record. And he said, oh, well, Christine was in it and she Fleetwood Mac. I'm like, oh, I had no idea. So then he played me the album that she was on was 40 Fingers, Freshly Packed and Ready to Serve, which I have 2 different copies of over there. So really good stuff. This is a gatefold, so I have to show it. There's a guy there. Stan Webb is kind of the front person of this band. I really like it. Dig it a lot. I've only heard I think 2 of their albums, 3 of their albums. I don't know how many they did, but this is a fantastic late 60s, early 70s British blues album. Imagination Lady by Chicken Shack.
Cool.
There we
It's
go.
another one I gotta take a listen to because you've mentioned them a few times.
I have. Yeah.
And
I like this. I like this one the best.
Interesting name for a band too.
Yeah. 40 Fingers is the album that you'll find because it's been reissued several times. Like Music on Vinyl did a reissue in that. I prefer Imagination Lady. I think but I am by no means an expert. I know nothing about blues. So there you go. What's Morton saying? Hey guys, up way too late. Lloyd's tag made me drag out half of Australasia's musical output. Good Lord. And we're here. Wasp songs. I know a few. You got to know Blind in Texas. Do you know Blind in Texas, Joe?
Yeah, if they had a hit, that would probably be it. So
that would be it.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. They did. I don't know. They had 5, maybe 6 albums. So
it's one of those I know the name.
Like,
I know who they are, but I don't know that I would know any of the songs. So
yeah.
The big question, Joe, is like I said to Rob that Chicken Shack is an interesting band name. What does WASP stand for?
Well, I think that was always a controversy. I'm not sure if they ever officially said, but I mean, there was white Anglo-Saxon pricks, or I don't know. I don't know for sure. I don't know. But again, there was a lot of different ones because
Yeah.
it doesn't show on here, but I thought they actually did have the dots in the middle. Maybe not. I thought they did on one of the other albums, but yeah, I don't know if it was ever officially this is what it stands for, or they just left it up because it's more fun just to leave it up to everybody's imagination, I suppose. So, and don't look at your phone.
And the Jays are losing already, 2-0. You lazy sons of bitches, fucking idiots. Woosah. Can't promise I'm not going to swear when the Jays piss me off. So just plug your children's ears. If there's children watching this, you need cable, I think.
Earmuffs.
Trevor says it doesn't actually stand for anything.
There you go.
Historically, it means white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, but, we all suck ass perfectly. Not
Sure.
anything I've ever done, but hey, whatever. To each their own. We'll give Richard the mark for creativity.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
There we go. We are sexual perverts. Okay. This is going downhill fast. So, Daryl, pull us out of the fire here and get us back on track.
Yeah, bring us back from Wasp.
Right. All right. This next one is an album that I have shown before. So Chris, man, you're gonna like this because this actually is a comp album by a band that definitely meets the arena rock. Definitely got some power ballad, ass grabbing stuff as well. And I had this on CD when I was in high school. Rob, I think you also did. That is Bon Jovi.
Absolutely.
The Crossroads album. We talked about this in an episode we did, I'd like to say over a year ago, where there's one song that doesn't fit in on the album, and this one has it. I've always thought that In and Out of Love is just, I don't know. To me, it's just kind of a weird choice on this greatest hits compilation. But if I'm going to be talking about soft rock and soft pop, power ballad, ass grabbing stuff, you might as well go with Bon Jovi. Can't go wrong with that. And I am going to talk about another one later on that fits that bill with the, I don't want to call them hair metal because they're not hair metal. But I mean, Bed of Roses, I remember when that came out, that was like the biggest makeout song in grade 8 you could possibly have in grade 9. Someday I'll Be Saturday Night, In These Arms, Never Say Goodbye. Those are all power ballad, lovey-dovey, possibly breakup tunes too, if I want to fit them all on one bill. Yep. There we go. I can't go wrong with Bon Jovi. And as much as I'd like to own other Bon Jovi stuff, I don't need to be a completionist. I'm actually quite happy with just that Crossroads album because it's, if you want all their big hits and all their ballads, they're all there. So the Crossroads one, if you can find it, it's great. Awesome.
It is good. I need some more Bon Jovi. There's a bunch more I'm still looking for. I think I got 5 or 6 at the moment. So
I think Someday I'll Be Saturday Night might be one of my favorite Bon Jovi songs, actually. And I think that's only on there because that was one of the 2 that they added for that album, for that greatest hits, right? I think, if I remember correctly. So
yeah, I think that one and Always, I think, are the 2 that were added to that.
Were there power ballads before there were hair bands and that? Or is that a term, do you guys think, that came in with like the Night Rangers and the Bon Jovis and that? Like, can you call something pre that genre, we'll call it, because they've kind of fallen into the hair metal-ish a little bit. Were they power ballads or were they just ballads at that time? And the power came from the fact that most of the time those guys didn't sing ballads.
See, I've often asked that same question because when you look at like the Eagles, for example, with Desperado and stuff like that, they're not like power ballads, but I guess by the 80s standards, that would have been a power ballad. And I mean, the Eagles were the king of stuff like that. They did some songs like that where
they were just cheese, though. I wouldn't call that power ballads. I don't think.
I would think my definition is if you've got a guitar solo in the middle of your ballad, that's a power ballad. right? Like you look at a lot of the Bon Jovi stuff and that. But so that's up for discussion amongst the peanut gallery. And I enjoy peanuts. Don't get me wrong. You folks as I point over here on the side of the screen. So we'll see. We'll see.
That would be an interesting sort of undergraduate thesis if one were a music studies major.
Where does the term power ballad originate?
Right.
And who actually is proper to use it?
And which one was the first? Who knows?
Like Air Supply's got ballads.
When I came up with my topic, I was initially going to go with soft rock or soft pop, but then I was like, I might as well veer into the power ballad thing for a little bit too. And apparently the term soft pop came in the early 60s with like your Everly Brothers and stuff like that would be like your soft pop kind of music.
That's fair.
Trevor, have a good birthday, man.
We'll keep the ass grabbing to a minimum here, my friend. Can't guarantee there won't be any.
We do that.
But we'll keep it to a minimum. So
exactly.
Minimum.
Yeah.
Rob says he thinks he nailed the description. I think you're probably right. I think you also have to have big hair and play shitty Ibanez guitars.
There you go. Fair enough.
Just because I'm a Fender guy, so
All right.
So, okay, Joe, your turn.
Next. So this is very similar, but to me a little different because you'll see here in a second why I say it's similar but different. So now we are going to go with hair metal is where I'm going to go next. And this will be the only female that will come up for me. Nice. And it's one Miss Lita Ford. She could fall into the latter category. Like I said, there's going to be some cross contamination, for lack of the proper term, between a couple of my genres. One will stand out a little bit more than the other, but I'll mix them up a little bit. But of course, Kiss Me Deadly on here. And then, just Lita Ford of the Runaways. And I was really looking forward to seeing her. I've told this before, so I'll keep it to the short version. She was supposed to open for Alice Cooper. Then we had this bullshit called COVID. And then by the time they came back around, Alice Cooper was still there. And he had Buck Cherry instead of Lita Ford. And Buck Cherry sucked. I've seen them before. They were good. But in this specific case, they sucked. But yeah, a little hair metal. The genre of pretty much of my 80s, I guess, if I had to pick one at that time, I was still pretty much into the hair. And then, I'm pretty much into Lita at any given point in time. It doesn't really matter. So there you go. We'll go with, so we've got sleaze rock metal, and then we've got hair metal. And the next one will be not even close to those two, but that's to come.
Lita Ford says... Record on says Lita Ford would make many guys grab their own asses. Yeah,
that's great. Yeah. See, So because she's got the legs on the front.
I was going to say she's got the legs.
She's got the legs, but they're on the front this time instead of the back. So yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Blues number 2. This is a segue because I did mention earlier when I was talking about Chicken Shack that they have a connection to Fleetwood Mac. And I'm going to show this Fleetwood Mac album, which I don't know anyone really talks about. I don't even know if anyone's ever shown. This is awesome. This is Fleetwood Mac in Chicago. It is a gatefold. I don't know what the gatefold looks like. It's shit is what it looks like.
Yeah.
Now, what it is this. So this is Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac. The early first blues incarnation of Fleetwood Mac, very British blues of the same sort of ilk as Chicken Shack. Well, they went to Chicago and did some sessions with a lot of the black Chicago blues musicians. So you have a fusion between the Chicago blues and the British blues. And this record is awesome. I dare say it's one of the best Fleetwood Mac records. I mean, it's as good as Rumors, but for a completely different reason. Like, you can't even compare them, but I don't know anyone ever talk about this, but I think this is bloody incredible. I think it was done as a volume 1 and volume 2, and then it was put together packaged like this as a 2-disc. But so some of the guys you've got on here: Otis Spawn, Willie Dixon, Shaky Horton, J.T. Brown, Guitar Buddy, Honey Boy Edwards, S.P. Leary. I don't know who any of those people are other than Otis Spawn and Willie Dixon, because again, I don't know shit about blues, but I do know that this is one of the best records I've ever heard. It's absolutely phenomenal. So you get some American blues and some British blues done in the early 70s, I believe, is when this came out. So there you go.
Very nice.
I don't think you've ever shown that one.
I don't know if I ever have or not. It's really, really good. When I was discovering Fleetwood Mac when I was, 14, 15, whatever, of course, like most people, Rumors. I love Rumors. Don't get me wrong. It's phenomenal. One of the greatest selling records of all time. But my dad was like, they're awesome. But there was a Fleetwood Mac before that. Peter Green was awesome, and you might want to listen to that. And I didn't at the time. And it wasn't until I was older and a little wiser that I realized that some of the way Dad was trying to guide my musical exploration, he was right. I just didn't appreciate it at 15, 16, 17. But at 35 and 40, I absolutely did. So, unfortunately, I discovered this album after his passing because it would certainly be one of those ones that he and I would thoroughly enjoy together. So, if you like Fleetwood Mac and like blues at all, that would be the one I would look for out of all of them. So, it's like a live off the floor, so it's not a studio album; it's a live record. Really good.
Cool. Mm-hmm. That's good.
So Sean's gonna go get some peanuts. Cool.
It was not meant derogatorily. It's just a phrase, just a term. That's all it is.
I just like I don't want to call it the peanut. We're a peanut-free house here because my son is deathly allergic, so I'll just call it the comment gallery. How's that?
The comment gallery. I like it. Perfect.
You can call it the peanut gallery. I'm just going to call it the comment gallery.
Sure. And I like peanuts. That's the thing.
I do too, but I haven't eaten one in 10 years, and I won't. So
yeah. Yep. That's fair.
Because can't. Chris has never seen it. Richard's never seen it. And there's Sam. How you doing, Sam?
Hello, Sam. Hello.
Sam, we're talking genres tonight. We've each picked a couple genres to focus on. So, yeah. All right, we'll go back to the top. Daryl.
Okay. Well, this guy's an artist from the 1980s. I don't hear much about this guy, but he's got one song that towards the very end of the song, he's just, I don't want to call it screaming at the top of his lungs, but he's definitely got this high trying to get all the girls to like him kind of thing. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Benny Mardones,
Nope.
but he does a song called Into the Night. And I don't want to call it a power ballad, but it's pretty much as close to a power ballad by a solo artist as you're going to see. I don't know much about him other than the fact that, I mean, once again, it's 80s soft pop, early to mid 80s soft pop. So you can pretty much picture that in your mind. But then you've got this guy that's kind of just really overdoing it at the end of the song by screaming into the night over and over at the end of the song. But I could see why all the ladies would like this. He's a pretty classy looking dude. I think I only showed this once because he's got the nice looking tie on there and all that kind of stuff. So he's trying to make himself look good. And then on the back cover, got the making it look nice. I don't know if that's a hotel room or a bedroom, but isn't that what they all tried to do? I guess with these sleazy ballads and stuff like that. It was all about trying to get people into your bedroom. That's for sure.
What do you think the significance of the chair is? Is that like the empty chair the girl was sitting in and now she's not sitting in it anymore? Or
definitely,
I don't get the chair.
Something like that. And the album is called Never Run, Never Hide. So I don't know. It's almost like this enticing thing, but I think I think he's considered one of those one-hit wonders. Not a lot of people know about him, but the song "Into the Night," if you want one of those early to mid '80s ballad love songs where the guy is singing pretty high at the top of his lungs at the end, check Benny Mardonia's out.
I thought you were going somewhere else, but you might still go there. So I'm going to write it down, and then I'm going to tell you I thought you were talking about at the end if you don't go there, because I'll forget. I'll go, what the hell did I mean back in, an hour ago? Dumbass. I remember that song. Yeah, one-hit wonder for sure. So
yeah.
Okay, Joe, show us some more whatever you're calling it.
Well, no, I'm going to my third genre now. I'm going to mix it up as we go. So the first was sleaze, then there was hair, and now we're going to go a little punky, and we're going back to the Godfathers and kind of where it all started, in my opinion anyway. There's always argument, was it the Sex Pistols, was it the Ramones, or was it the Stooges? And we're going to go with the Stooges. Back to Funhouse. This isn't the first album, but I think this was the second one. I should know that. And I think I have it upside down. I have it upside down based on the back cover. Anyway, Stooges, Iggy Pop, I think still wearing, there we go. It's going to fall at the bottom. There you go. Still wearing a shirt at this point. I don't know after this album. I think as soon as they finished recording it, he took his shirt off because it was sweaty in the studio. And then Iggy Pop never put his shirt on ever again. But, just back a long time, back to 1970. So again, a little predating the Ramones, a little predating, the Pistols as well. So, but it's one of these deals. So now you can see my confusion, and that's because it's called Funhouse. And then on the inside, it's one of these deals. So there's Iggy and the Boys. But yes, he actually has his shirt on in the studio at the point. But good stuff. Iggy and the Stooges, like I said, this I think was second album. I stand to be corrected, but I'm sure someone will if I am incorrect. But yeah, we're going to go a little punk is going to be my third genre. And we're going to start off with Iggy and the Stooges and Funhouse, which is not what the stadium in Seattle is currently for the Jays.
I'm going to have to change my hat pretty soon.
It's funny. The first time I ever heard the Stooges was playing Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Came onto the retro rock station or whatever it was, and then the Stooges are playing, and it's a great driving. Not that I should be promoting killing people in video games, but it's a good driving around, going to run people over song. I forget. I think it's the
I think it's fine in video games, Daryl. It's when it's not in video games that it's a problem.
Yeah, there was a guy on the Saskatoon Bridge this morning that looked like he was in Grand Theft Auto. He was running from the cops, and the bridge is not very wide. You don't have a lot of places to go crossed over the middle. It was ugly. There's a video out there. And the other weird thing while I'm thinking of it is a fish dropped on the windshield of a lady's car. They assume, because she swears that it dropped onto her windshield, that a bird, an eagle or something picked it up, dropped on her windshield. So she made that claim to Saskatchewan government insurance and actually had to say a fish landed on my windshield. So only in Saskatchewan, I guess. Not really, but
there you go. John's saying, I haven't heard the Stooges, but Joan Jett does a wonderful cover. She does a lot of good covers, actually.
She does. She does a lot of covers, actually. So yeah, there's a soundtrack that I think we've shown before. I showed before when we were doing soundtracks called Times Square, which has the cover of some Stooges stuff on there, and it's a really good soundtrack as well. Probably could have fit into the punk category. It had the Ramones and that on there as well. So, but yeah, I digress. What do you got for us? Are you staying with the same? Are you staying blues?
I'm staying with blues. I have two more blues to go. So, American or British? What do you want?
British. Oh, I answered last time. Daryl, you answer.
Go American.
There you go.
It's a soundtrack. We talked about this a few weeks ago. Crossroads. The Ralph Macchio movie. Ralph Macchio is an aspiring blues guitar player, and the old guy here is a blues musician in the movie, and he's in an old age home. And Ralph Macchio's character, is fascinated with the legend of Robert Johnson, who sold his soul to the devil at the crossroads so that he could, be the greatest blues musician. And so I believe, if I recall correctly in the story of the movie, this guy knew Robert Johnson. So Ralph Macchio busts him out of an old age retirement home, and they go on a quest to find the crossroads. And ultimately, Ralph Macchio has a really cheesy guitar battle with Steve Vai at the end. He's the devil, but there's some blues on here. It's all Ry Cooder for the most part. It's actually a really good record, and aside from the cheesy Steve Vai 80s shit, it's a lot of that good sort of Delta blues kind of thing. So good movie if you haven't seen it, from the early 80s. Quite fun.
Good choice.
Chris is saying that's a film Rob recommended me to watch. Yeah, and it's brilliant. Yeah, it is. It's a very, very good movie. I haven't watched it in years. I should watch it again. So
yeah, I like Ralph Macchio. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. Rich, the Stooges are better than Joan Jett.
The Stooges and Joan Jett are completely different artists. So is their version of the song better than Joan's? Sure, we could argue that, but I wouldn't necessarily say that the Stooges are better than Joan. Joan is pretty damn good. That's my humble opinion, and I'm sticking to it. So
I have no opinion.
Game's tied.
Wow, holy shit. Look at that. Imagine that. You just keep me updated, Joe. I don't even want to waste my time looking at my phone.
Ernie Clement got a double, and then damn it, why can I never remember that kid's name? Jimenez just hit a home run. So
good.
It is the top of the third, and it is 2-2.
Excellent. We got to win this bloody game.
Kelly Gruber says, "Yay, Jays! Go Jays! Go Jays! Yay!" Daryl,
is that actually autographed by Gruber?
It is autographed. He was in town, and Joanne, who works at this bank down here, which I'm covering up. Not that
that's where my mom used to work. That's where my mom used to work.
Yeah, Joanne's been with CIBC for 40 years.
My mom was there 30 years. Yeah.
So when Kelly came to town, because the Jays played an exhibition game at Taylor Field, it was some bizarro field they built at the stadium. Anyway, so she was his chauffeur. She got to show him around town and drive him around. So yeah, Joanne, all my best. Kelly Gruber, number 17. So yeah, it is autographed. Yeah,
I think the best third baseman we ever had.
He is definitely.
Donaldson was pretty good, but I'll take Gruber.
Yeah, Donaldson had a pretty good first pitch the other night too. Actually, so
he did.
Maybe he should have been in there.
Did I ever tell you my Pat Henkin story?
I don't know if you did. I don't think you did.
You remember Pat Henkin, the first Jay to win a Cy Young back in the 90s? So when I was, whenever Henkin was playing for the Jays, in his early 90s, so I would have been like maybe 10 or 12. I don't remember exactly. And my mom was working at CIBC. There was a woman that my mom worked with who just loved me ever since I was a baby, right? This woman just thought I was, she told everyone I was her boyfriend, even though I was, like 4 and she was 30.
Yeah.
But whatever. Ultimately, when I got to that age, her husband was a sports agent, and he was Pat Henkin's agent. And I was a massive Jays fan back then. And so every Christmas and every birthday, her husband would get something from Pat Henkin to give me for my birthday: autographed baseballs, autographed photos, autographed hats. So every, a couple times a year, I'd get a gift from Pat Henkin. It's great.
It's awesome. That's good.
Yeah.
Now, the question is, how many of those autographed things do you still have?
2 or 3 of them. I think I got a ball? I got a ball sitting over there beside my Sky Dome seat, and I have a hat and a photo somewhere. So
Nice.
I've moved like a dozen times since then. So, stuff gets lost in the shuffle, but I still have a few things for sure.
I would love to get a Todd Stottlemyre photo with his scraped up face autographed.
So here's the thing. So Todd Stottlemyre now is an investment guru, like financial investment, and he has an investment firm. He's also a motivational speaker. And you can go to his website, and if you sign up for his mailing list, you give him your actual mailing address, he will mail you for free an autographed Blue Jays card. All you have to do is pay the postage.
That's good.
Yeah,
Really?
I thought about doing it.
That's
I have a ton of Jays autographs. He was a great pitcher. we're not here to talk about baseball because no one gives a shit about the Blue Jays except for me and Joe and Daryl. So, Rich is saying the best thing Joe and Jet did was produce the Germs album GI. I like Joe and Jet. I think, not a songwriter really, but I just like her music. So, Chris wants to know, where's your Nickelback shirt? Did it survive did it come out of the wash unscathed? Is what we're concerned about.
Came out of the wash. There's a minor blueberry dot stain on it, but I think my wife managed to salvage it.
So what you should do is go eat some Taco Bell and then ass floss with it, and that will improve the shirt.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anytime I could chuck shit.
When I was in North Bay, I never even thought about it. I should have went and looked for Nickelback's greatest hits. That would have been fantastic.
Oh. Nickelback's greatest shits, you mean? All right, Daryl, your turn.
Okay, let's go. Yeah, move along.
All right, we're going to take a step back from the ass grabbing stuff here, but it still fits the bill of soft rock. I mean, some might even argue that this is a little bit of, I don't want to say it's classic rock, but you might be able to say it's classic rock. And I've never really shown these guys on my channel or yours, but I have at least 4 of their albums, including a live one. And that's Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. And the reason that I'm showing this is this particular album here, Stranger in Town. It's got, what has it got on here? We've Got Tonight is a big one, right? That's just make out music. And then some of his other stuff, right off some of the other albums, Against the Wind, I guess you could probably say is a pretty mellow, soft rock song that, you could just be listening to in the bedroom with a girlfriend or whatever you're going to do. So yeah, I thought that this fit the bill. But it's not power ballady, right? It's just straight up soft, great rock music, but it's not over the top. It's not, like what a lot of the bands were doing in the 1970s. I don't think it's over the top. And seeing that these guys are from Detroit, it doesn't fit that whole Motown bill either. It's the total opposite of what Detroit was going for at that time. But I think that Bob Seger is great. I have Stranger in Town. I've got Against the Wind. I've got Night Moves. I've got the live one, which I got as a VCLT from Joe. So I've got at least 4 or 5 Bob Seger albums, and it's all just great stuff. I don't know. Maybe you guys could debate this. Is that considered classic rock, or is it kind of outside that classic rock bill?
Oh, it's classic rock.
Yeah, classic rock, blue collar rock, we've called that, right? Like fits into the Springsteen category and that. So, but it also just fits into, for me, very good music. I've always been a Bob Seger fan, except for old time rock and roll. That is on my list of I never need to ever hear it ever again. So, but everything else really like actually. And
Hollywood
into the
Nights is
later
a
albums
fantastic
too.
song, which is on that one too. It's just a great, I think it's an opener, Hollywood Nights, and just sets the tone for that whole album.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's just really, I like I said, I've always really enjoyed them. And then back to, the Bob Seger connection, is it the Bob Seger system, all of that stuff. And then just, I can't remember. There was 3 different phases. There was the Bob Seger system. Then there was just Bob Seger. And then there was Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band, I think. So yeah, always good stuff. So.
I, for the record, really love old time rock and roll. So
yes, I think we maybe have had that argument discussion, we'll call it, before.
I also very much like Summer of '69. So
yes, we've had that discussion argument before as well. Yes. Yeah.
You can have my opinion or it can be wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of which, I don't want to give out any spoilers, but I'll give out one spoiler. I was influenced to buy a record this past weekend, and I found it in a $5 bin of Bryan Adams.
Yes, you were. Tell the group about it. It's like a support group.
Yeah.
Yeah. So last week's show, Rob showed Into the Fire.
Yep.
And I was looking through some $5 bins at a record store called Autumn Records in North Bay. If you ever get a chance to go there, it's kind of a 50-50. Some of the records are overpriced, but others were really good. And I was flipping through and I came across Into the Fire, and I was like, holy crap, that's the one that Rob just showed 3 days ago. And it was $5, and I checked the condition, and other than the fact I got to clean it, it's going to need some dusting, and the corners were a little bit messed up on the sleeve, but whatever. It's a great record. It's got lots of good songs on there. So I don't know why it's so underrated. It's the one, like you said last week, it's the forgotten Bryan Adams record from the 1980s.
Because it follows Reckless, right? So
yeah,
and then he bounced back after Into the Fire with Waking Up the Neighbors, which is fantastic. So
that's an amazing album.
I love it.
You have that one.
I love that. Yeah. Richard's saying he has Into the Fire. Yeah, it's good. It's one that I find never gets. The two that never get talked about are the first one, which Americans have never even seen, the one with the blue and purple cover on it, just called Bryan Adams. And then Into the Fire never gets talked about either. But they're both good records. I like them. And you don't see You Want It, You Got It very often, the second album. But I like that one too. Except for the song I'm Ready. I fucking hate that song.
There's the first one, right?
Let me just yes, that is the first one. I like that album a lot. It's got
Hiding from Love.
Hiding from Love, and what isn't Remember on there? Remember the nights we spent together.
Yeah, no, it's yeah. We're not going to have the Bryan Adams discussion.
We should have a Bryan Adams episode just for fun.
All Bryan Adams all the time.
Oh, we absolutely should.
And then the offshoots we could do, and the offshoots. So yeah, okay, we'll keep that in mind.
Show a little if wishes were horses, maybe. Ooh, okay,
Sweeney Todd, little Sweeney Todd.
Right, there's going to be a Bryan Adams themed episode coming up.
There you go.
So,
all right. Joe. Okay, I'm back to my sleaze rock. Let's go with we'll go with these guys. I've shown this before, and this is a greatest hits Christopher Mann. If you're looking for the greatest hits of the Nashville Pussy Band, this is what you want. It's 10 years of Pussy. Again, these guys pretty much genre define this category that I'm talking about a little bit. Again, I don't have a lot of the big names in it. Now, yeah, like I said, there's Motley Crue. And there's Guns N' Roses, I think, falls into that category as well. But there's the London Choir Boys. I don't know if you guys remember them, that turned into the Choir Boys afterwards. They would certainly fall into that as well. And then there's a whole bunch, and the big part of it that came up, the reason it came up for me, and I'd heard a lot of it, but then there's a bunch that came up as well in Peacemaker. It's a James Gunn TV show with John Cena. He's got a very, very good soundtrack, and the soundtrack basically is sleaze rock-ish for the most part, and a lot of it is European. There's a bunch of different bands, and it's really, really good. So that's kind of where it came from. But these guys fall into the category. There is the lady, the female guitar player from. They've changed band members a few times. I think the dudes have always been around, and then and I don't know her name, and I should know her name because that's not right to not know her name. But the long blonde-haired lady has kind of been their guitar player all along. Bass player changes up a little bit, but it's good stuff. It's very much tongue-in-cheek lyrics, and it's just good stuff. And it is now 3-2 for the Toronto Blue Jays with the bases loaded. Yeah, they've done well. Santander went out, but Vladdy's on, and Varsho just I think he it hit him. So yeah, 3-2 for the Jays, and the bases are loaded, but 2 out. So anyway, there you go.
Chris is here for the pussy.
Get out!
Every time I hear that band, Joe, I've never heard their music, but every time I hear about them, they remind me of. Although it's different, this is like that southern sleaze rock. I don't know if you know the band Jackal.
Yeah, 100%. Yes. Yeah.
It reminds me of Jackal, where they do that song "She Loves My Cock" and all that kind of stuff. They're playing a chainsaw on stage, and just sleazy. And then there was a Canadian band. I don't know if you remember them, called Slick Toxic. They're kind of like that. They did an album called "Doing the Nasty," and I think it's a bathroom stall on the front cover or something. It's very sleazy.
Jackal for sure falls into the category. I just don't have that album. I would have that album. I have, like I said, I don't have a lot of the bigger names in this genre. I've got some, but there's still some stuff that I'm looking for as well. And it is now 5-2. Yeah, 5-2.
Okay. All right, my last blues record.
Blues. Finish off the blues.
This guy is a wanker. You got to show him we're talking about blues, I guess. And since I only have like half a dozen blues records, we'll show Eric Clapton, John Mayall and the Blues Breakers. A phenomenal British blues album. This was also sort of the early foundation of Fleetwood Mac as well, because John McVie is in here. I enjoy it. It's good. Again, one of those my dad tried to get me to listen to when I was 14 and wasn't interested. When I was 30, very interested. So, again, fortunately, Dad wasn't around for me to finally go, oh, man, you were right. Because that has happened a lot musically. So I lost my dad when I was 30. And a lot of the stuff that he was trying to open my eyes to, I didn't get at 16, but I got at 30. So this is one of them. Really, really love it. There you go.
Well, and there's the Delta blues, there's the Chicago blues, there's the British blues, which is really just the Delta blues coming back around and played by British guys a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And how much of a big, massive influence that was on the Zeppelins of the world and on so many of those other bands that came after that original blues stuff. And yeah, John Mayall, very good. So, and yeah, Chris, it was not lost on me that your greatest hits and Pussy, I got the comment. I don't know if I acknowledged it the first time around, but
yeah. And I think back to, when my dad died and I was, I was in a hurry to divest myself of his worldly possessions, because my mom moved in with my grandmother and we sold the house and there's a lot of stuff to get rid of. And while I was a record guy and I had records and he had a lot of records at the time, I wasn't as interested in his records as I would be now. So I took what I wanted, but in retrospect, I did not keep even close to what I should have kept. What I should have done is just kept his entire collection, put them in my basement and looked at them a year later or 5 years later or whatever, but I didn't. And so he had a lot of other, like he had some Robert Johnson, which would have been good to have, some other, British blues. He was really into the British blues, which I appreciate now because I heard it a lot growing up. So 2020 hindsight. So
yeah, no, at the time I can understand that, right?
Yeah. It was because of the way in which he passed. I was in a very big hurry to close that chapter and be done with the things that were associated with his passing because it was very, very traumatic.
Yeah.
And I rushed through that process and, whatever. Wish I would have kept the records. Folks, if somebody dies, keep the records for a while before you sell them. Or call Joe and Joe will buy them.
Yeah, probably. That's true.
Store.
That's true. Yeah.
All right. Let's go around again. Daryl.
Well, you went with one wanker. Why don't we go with I don't know if Tim is here. I don't think Tim's here tonight. But if Tim was here, this would be in the highlight of it. Probably the three biggest wankers he's ever come across. But this is complete makeout music as a whole. I think he only had a couple of hits in the 1980s, and that is Tim has definitely talked about this guy, and that's Chris de Burgh, Into the Light. This doesn't meet the power ballad thing, but it's definitely a soft, slow makeout music as you're going to get, and this is the one that has the Lady in Red on it, which is a good song. I think it fits the bill, though. The Lady in Red, Joe, I think you might agree with me. It was just so overplayed.
Oh yeah, tremendously
on the radio.
Yeah,
that I personally am not a huge fan of it. But I mean, his other stuff. I mean, it's not. It's sappy, but it doesn't fit the bill of being as sappy as that. But it surprises me like he didn't seem to be the kind of guy that was as complete a wanker, but he seems to definitely be, like, if you see him now and you listen to what Tim had to say and stuff like that, it definitely comes across as kind of that snooty guy. But Into the Light is a really good album. If you want to skip The Lady in Red, you can do so. But yeah, this fits the bill of the soft pop 1980s, definitely. Not power ballad, but it's definitely a slow, lovey-dovey ballad song. And so, yeah, I mean, it's funny because, like, I had to laugh earlier in the show when Richard mentioned the whole, like, me listening to Tool and listening to Primus. I've got Alice in Chains. When I was in high school, I was listening to Korn and Rage Against the Machine and all that. You definitely wouldn't have associated me with Chris de Burgh, but, you know, like I said, I can respect him. But like I said, if Tim was here, he would definitely outlie that particular album, or that particular guy is in his top 3 wankers he's ever come across for autographs anyway.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah. If you can find the album, and I don't have one, all right, included in your package that we have to talk about because we may be able to get it there now with Canada Post. His album Spanish Train is a fantastic album. I can do without Into the Light, and then the one with Don't Pay the Ferryman, but his album Spanish Train is really, really good, I think. I don't know. I don't know if there's a category for it because it's kind of that storytelling. It's like if Harry Chapin got a little more gothic, maybe a little bit. I mean, Spanish Train, I don't know if you've heard that one or not, Devil and God playing cards and stuff, but Patricia the Stripper's on that one too. So I like that album. That's a good album. I can 100% do without Lady in Red for sure. But Into the Light is okay overall. But for sure, for those that maybe don't know, Spanish Train, if you're going to pick up one Chris de Burgh, that would be the one to pick up. So
fair enough.
In my humble opinion.
Yeah.
All right, Joe. Sorry to walk out there, Daryl. I just had to go say goodnight to my son.
That's
so
okay.
Where am I? Oh, I guess I'm on. Yeah, okay. I'm on hair metal. These guys. So this here, we'll go a crossover kind of a little bit because I've mentioned these guys with sleaze, and then I've also mentioned them in hair metal because they had a lot of hair and they were very sleazy. So they will definitely fall into, if there's a Venn diagram, these guys would be in the middle of that, of sleaze rock over here and hair metal over there. But they're arguably for me, their best album, arguably their biggest album. I think so. Shout at the Devil was pretty darn big, but there was some really catchy, good tunes on here, and they had some power ballads going on as well. Home Sweet Home is on the one before, but what is on here? She Goes Down, Don't Go Away Mad, Just Go Away. Of course, Kickstart My Heart is on here, and Dr. Feelgood, the title track. So this is actually, Motley Crue are all a bunch of pieces of shit, but I really, really like this album. Tommy Lee, well, we all know about that. Mick Mars, who's no longer in Motley Crue, he was just, for a lot of reasons. I think he finally just gave up, plus health reasons. He finally got out. They've probably got their best guy right now is John Five, actually. So is their current guitar player. I believe that's who's playing with them right now. They're in Vegas in a residency. I don't know if I'd go pay and see them. I did see them, and they were very, very good when I saw them. But they were very good because I like all that explosions and motorcycles on the stage and all of that, and they had all of that going on. So this will be my genre crosser between sleaze rock and hair metal. It'll be a little Motley Crue. So
does that one have the power ballad Without You on it and Time for Change?
Yeah, I think that's on here as well. Yeah, Without You. That's the last song on the first side. But same old situation, Sticky Sweet, She Goes Down. It's a really, really good album. Again, it's all very tongue-in-cheek lyrics. It's not, highbrow lyrics by any means, but for what it is, it's a very, very good album for what it's supposed to be. So, yeah.
And it's an album that I've been trying to find because I want it, and it's just so hard to find that album. Both an OG and a repress. They're both hard to find right now.
Yeah. I think this is a reissue. I can't remember for sure because they came out. It's 30th anniversary. Last year I believe they had Record Store Day. They had one of those little every song on a 7-inch, one of those little box sets.
Yeah, it was like a
and they had
box set. And it was
triple.
like $250 or some
Yeah,
crazy
it was ridiculous.
amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to get as much money out of Motley Crue's name that they possibly can at this point, because I don't know how any of them are doing, but they're alive, kind of, arguably alive. Anyway, so, yeah.
Good evening, Glenn. Tuning in from the home of the Buffalo Bisons. Welcome. Richard is saying, what's he saying? He's saying he has their first 2 big albums, and that's fine. Daryl, if you want a 7-inch box set that I can get it from the record store, he still has it in stock. So there you go. All right, my turn. I'm done with blues now, so we're going to go pop. How's that sound?
Sure.
And when I say pop, I'm like, poppy pop. So,
Okay, well, if there's not
for?
Debbie Gibson in there, I'm going to be very disappointed.
No, there's no Debbie Gibson. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm gonna start with Daryl's favorite first. I know Daryl loves this band. Just loves them. Loves them. Loves them. Loves them.
Loves them.
Posters on the wall. ABBA. ABBA. This was a last minute pull. I hadn't pulled it initially, and then when I saw it there, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta pull some ABBA. As I make no bones about it, I am a big ABBA fan. I love ABBA. I think Bjorn and Benny wrote some of the most perfect pop songs ever. The production value is incredible. There's not a bad ABBA record. Yeah. I was going to say there's not a bad ABBA record, but Voyage, the last one, the reunion album, was kind of...
Yeah, my hopes were up too high.
What's that?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but my hopes were up too high for it, because I was really, oh man, this is going to be awesome. They've had all this time to figure it out.
Right.
Maybe I was waiting for it too much. Maybe I expected too much out of it.
I don't think there was... It was fine.
Sure, yeah.
It was fine. But there wasn't one big song on there that was like, yes, that's the ABBA we wanted. There wasn't that.
Yeah.
So glad we got it. I listen to it periodically, but I love all the albums, and I love all the hits. I don't have more to say. It was the last minute pull, because I'm like, if I'm going to show pop, I gotta show Daryl's favorite band.
Very nice.
Fair enough.
Chris is wrong and says he hates ABBA, so he can be wrong. Morton's right, and he says it's such a good album. And Chris is wrong twice. So,
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay. Back around again, Daryl.
It really is funny about ABBA, though. I mean, if they didn't have any fans, they'd have never sold any records. So,
it
might be an outlier on that one.
It's funny because I'm going to make myself large again for a second. I remember the first time I heard an ABBA song. Now, I don't like the song Dancing Queen. I will admit that. I don't like Dancing Queen in the same way that Joe doesn't like Summer of '69 or Old Time Rock and Roll. I've heard it too much. It's the same reason I hate Hotel California, even though I like the Eagles. I don't want to hear that song. I don't want to hear Dancing Queen. However, the first time I heard ABBA, again, it was in that when music like just poof opened up for me when I was, 13, 14, whatever. I was watching Much Music, and the video for Dancing Queen came on. And my first thought was, the fuck is this? Because they looked stupid. Let's be honest, with the silly sequin. What is this shit? But then the more I listened to it, and I didn't know who the hell ABBA was. Because there was no ABBA in my household when I was a kid. And I was like, well, this is actually kind of intriguing. I'm like, pretty good. This is catchy. It's interesting. And later on, as I learned to play an instrument, whenever I get to appreciate a little more what went into crafting those songs. And so, yeah, love it. Anyway, I digress. Back to you, Daryl.
That's okay. So this next one, I'll never forget the first time I ever heard this guy. My mother, speaking of in your household, you didn't have any ABBA or anything. In this particular case, we didn't have any of this guy in our household because my mother absolutely despises this guy. Can't stand him. Thinks he's one of the cheesiest, sappiest guys ever. thought he was arrogant and high on himself, which he probably was. But he had a slew of hits in the 1980s. He doesn't have a mullet in this one, and it's not Mr. Achy Breaky, but it's Mr. Michael Bolton.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is the sole provider one. And as you can see by the hype sticker that's on there, the USA #1, How Am I Supposed to Live Without You is on this, which we might be able to classify as a power ballad, for sure. But it's got Georgia on My Mind, How Am I Supposed to Live Without You, How Can We Be Lovers, all the makeout feels from the 1980s, and they're all power ballads. So thought I would throw in a little bit of Michael Bolton. I can handle Michael Bolton from time to time. This is not something I'm throwing on my vinyl record player every day. But if my mom ever came up to visit me, I would definitely throw this one on just to piss my mom off, along with Chilliwack. My mom hates Chilliwack, but I love Chilliwack. And
nice.
So, yeah.
Nicely
Definitely
done.
cringeworthy. Once a year, I got to play it. It's funny stuff. So,
Very nice.
yeah. I don't think I've ever shown Michael Bolton before, and
I don't
probably
think you
will be a
have. I
long
don't
time
think
before
anyone
I show
has.
him again.
I don't think anyone has.
I'm not sure where he'll come up again, but you never know. Maybe because I think I have it. I don't know. I probably would have kept it if I would have ran across it at some point. It probably would have, got played the one time and got put away. So
I just got a few comments to catch up on. Chris is like wrong for the 4th time, so Chris,
that's right. Just write him off completely.
Richard says, I never understood why that ABBA album is blue in the UK and EU while white in North America. I have no idea. I don't know the answer to that either. John says, ABBA, I was 9 and madly in love with the blonde. Well, they were both blonde at one point in time. So presumably not Frida, because she was brunette most of the time. So, but yeah, her voice was incredible. Grew up with ABBA everywhere. Frida is Norwegian and I'm part Swedish. So do you think their music was everywhere? Yup. I can imagine. Ryan, I'm a sucker for female vocals. Me too, my friend. And ABBA is great. Yeah, something about those two voices are incredible together. They harmonize well together. And the way they did their vocals as they would stack them, right? They would have, instead of just double track, and they'd form 5-track their vocals. It's just powerful. Good stuff. Chilliwack, yes. Bolton, no. I'm with you on that one, Richard.
Yep.
All right, Joe.
You saw the updated score. I saw you look at your phone.
6-2.
So, yep. Springer with a solo home run. So,
attaboy. The one guy that's producing.
He is doing okay. Yeah, well, everybody's getting a little involved tonight. So
good.
It's good. It's the way that it should have been. So
right.
We'll see. Bottom of the 4th, though. It's slow game.
Knock on IKEA wood.
Knock on IKEA wood. All right. We're going to go back to punk, and we're going to go to the other godfathers of punk, and it is the Ramones. That's kind of a funky cover when you get it in the right light. Anyway, Road to Ruin. 1, 2, 3, 4. They can count just as good as Bruce Springsteen can. I'm not sure who counts more, him or the boss, but Joey and Dee Dee in the company. But one of my favorite all-time songs, Sedated, is on here. It's just good. It's just 3, maybe 4 chords on a good day, 3 chords most days, 4 chords every once in a while. I don't have to tell anybody about the Ramones, but if we're talking about the punk genre, they are definitely one of back in the day. I think it would have been fairly cool. Chris Mann, your recommendation, as I put this back into my vinylstoragesolutions.ca outer sleeve, that when I ordered, I used the promo code Northern10, and I got myself 10% off when I went and I ordered from vinylstoragesolutions.ca. They have both inners and outers. This happens to be an outer. So as I put it back in here, your recommendation today is not a documentary, but it is a movie called CBGB. It is Alan Rickman of Harry Potter, along with other fame, also the bad dude in Die Hard. He plays the guy that ran and started CBGB's in New York, where the Ramones got their start and the Talking Heads got their start. and some more bands I'm going to talk about a little later got their start. So it's pretty good. It's not great, but it's pretty good. I would recommend watching it if you haven't watched it. But yeah, we're back to the punk genre, and definitely if there's a Mount Rushmore of punk, the Stooges are on there, as are the Ramones. So.
Will do, Chris. Rich saying in concert, Dee counted out every song.
There you go. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Chris, he says, for Record Store Day last year, you picked the Ramones' greatest hits on red vinyl. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot. I mean, it is definitely run together kind of music, but AC/DC is one of my favorites. It's one of those bands that sound exactly the same almost all the time. So if you like them, you like them. And there's nothing wrong with sounding the same all the time. If that's what you want to listen to, it's not a problem that you sound the same all the time. Again, I always use the AC/DC as an example.
Yep. Fair point. Okay. Carrying on with pop. Now, before I show this record, I feel that it requires a little bit of explanation, and the viewership will probably drop off tremendously anyway. So, Ryan made the point earlier on, somewhere a few minutes ago, about how he's a sucker for a female voice, and I agree with you. When you hear some of those great female voices, you're like, holy shit, I'm in. So, I'm going to show a K-pop record. Not because of this woman's hit, which is annoying as fuck, but because of everything else on the record, and I will explain. Don't laugh too hard, but it's just a fantastic record. Rosé, who's part of the K-pop group Blackpink, she has that really fucking annoying song called APT that plays all the time on fucking commercials and YouTube, and that song she did with Bruno Mars. Hate it. But what caught my ear is she's on the Formula One movie soundtrack, and her voice is friggin' incredible. And then she has the second single off the album was called Toxic Till the End, and I heard that, and I'm like, wow, this woman can actually sing. So she is born in New Zealand, raised in Australia, moved to South Korea, trained as a K-pop star, and so she's part of Blackpink, which is, as I apparently understood, the most biggest female K-pop group. I guess I don't know, not in my wheelhouse. So I'd heard 2 or 3 songs of this record, and I bought it. And yes, that stupid APT song is on here. The rest of the album is really fucking good. Yes, it's top 40 pop, but she did write the songs. It's not, so I give her some credit for that, and I think she's got a beautiful voice. She's, despite the fact she looks like a kid, she's like 28 years old or something. I really enjoy the record. Not something that I would have expected myself to buy, but when I heard the song that she did on the Formula One soundtrack, the voice just hit me and it was blown away. So
Ryan
something
asks,
you wouldn't think that I would own, but I do.
Ryan asks, is it in English?
Yes, absolutely. English is her first language, but she speaks English, Korean, Japanese, and Chinese, I think.
I haven't heard the whole, well, I saw the movie, so I guess I, in theory, heard the whole soundtrack, but the Chris Stapleton song on that F1 album is unbelievably good. And I think that comes out this Friday on Apple TV. So I don't know. I don't think you had a chance to go see it. Did you?
I have no interest in seeing it because it looks stupid.
No, it's good. I enjoyed
Really?
it. If you take it exactly for what it's supposed to be, it's good. You actually have to
Really?
forget a little bit about I think Brad Pitt did a really good job. The racing sequences are good. So it depends if you want it to be a really good movie about F1 or you just want it to be a really good movie that is based around F1.
To me, it struck me as being the F1 version of Days of Thunder. And
it's more Top Gun than Days of Thunder. So, but
okay, well, so
yeah.
Listen, I hate NASCAR. I know you're
I know.
I hate NASCAR because I grew up that was the only thing on TV on the weekends because my dad was NASCAR fanatic. So
yeah,
I know way too friggin' much about NASCAR. And when Days of Thunder came out, I'm like, this movie's horseshit. This isn't NASCAR. even though I didn't give a shit. And so I sort of have that same perception of the F1 race or F1 movie and no desire to see it. Now, you want to see a good F1 movie, watch Rush. That's an incredible F1 movie.
Yeah, 100%, for sure.
And yes. So, yes, it's in English. What's Chris saying? I know Rob and Joe will love this. I'm trying to get tickets for Silverstone next year. Oh, if you can, go, man. If you ever get a chance to go to an F1 race, I went to the Montreal Grand Prix in 2012, and I had seats right at the start-finish line for the whole weekend. Practice, qualifying, on the race. Incredible. I was 100 feet away from the podium. It was amazing.
Silverstone's bucket list. Like Monaco is Monaco, but Monaco is a shit race. Silverstone is
a shit race
and a good race on top of it. So yeah,
agreed.
Yeah. So,
Richard, I don't get K-pop at all. I don't get K-pop at all either. Yes, they are constructed bands, absolutely. It's purely economics. It's not actually about the quality of the music. And there is a component to this. However, she did write these songs, and her voice is incredible. So I'm really shocked that I own it. I was a little embarrassed to buy it, but I listened to it with some regularity since I bought it. So it's interesting.
My youngest son is into K-pop and all that. He loves Rosé. He likes that APT song, and I fully agree with you. It is
fucking
annoying. As fucking all get out.
And I can't stand Bruno Mars, who duetted on that. But
the rest of the album is
the rest of the album is.
We talk about these corporate constructed bands. Were the Spice Girls and the Backstreet Boys and all that? They were part corporate constructed, weren't they?
Hold that thought. We're gonna get there.
Just wait. We'll get there. So
we'll get there.
You're up. And
by there, I mean Spice Girls.
And will a non-car person enjoy it? Yes, I think so. I think, like I said, as a pure entertainment movie, it's pretty damn good. Get Out. Yeah. There you go. 7-2. Vladdy.
It's about time. $500 million. You better hit more than a few.
Okay. Sorry, Daryl. You're up, sir.
You're up.
I'm up. All right. Well, here we go. We're going to some power ballads, and we're going to some musical enthusiasts would say that this is not a hair metal band. I would tend to partly disagree. I think that they came out at the tail end of the hair metal thing. Rob and I have shown these guys before. Rob has the other one. I've got this one. This is an unofficial press, but I remember this being played at every high school dance that I ever went to, and that is Firehouse. This is the one. It's the Hold Your Fire album. It's unofficial on an orange press, but CJ Snare, sadly, I mean, he passed away this year. I'm not sure which one he is there, but I mean, you just look at these guys. I mean, if that's not hair metal, I don't know.
Nothing is.
Yeah, so I know that's not my genre. The genre here is like your power ballad, soft pop. But I mean, this has a lot of good songs on it. Reach for the Sky is amazing. Rocky Tonight, Sleeping with You, When I Look into Your Eyes is the big power ballad. Hold Your Fire is fantastic. And the last track on here is called Hold the Dream, which is another unofficial power ballad song. But this I can listen to this from start to finish. I don't skip any tracks. Had that on CD when I was in high school, and I just think it's a fantastic album. Rob, what's the one that you have? I forget what it's called now.
I think it's just called Firehouse. I think it's just the self-title.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They have the self-title one, and it's got 2 or 3 power ballads on that one too.
Oh yeah.
Like these guys were like the kings of power ballad, but that's how they became known. And
it is sappy shit.
And of course, I mean, Firehouse and I mean, what girl doesn't like firefighters? I mean, that's the whole point of that cover, is to get in your pants. That's what that's all about. And so I guess that's what my theme is today, is get in your pants music.
There you go. Yeah, the other one's got the good looking brunette lady on the front, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
because they were tail end of that genre. So because they were signing bands left, right, and center. If you had lots of hair and you could play a little bit of guitar and you had some spandex in your closet, you almost got a record contract. And then here we'll come up with some songs for you for a while because it was.
I think the issue with Firehouse turned out to be that when they released that album, I think it was 92 or 93. I mean, that's Nirvana, Pearl Jam, that's when all that grunge stuff came out, and these guys were in the shadows of all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But fortunately for me, I actually bought that CD in high school as a blind buy. I paid $20 for it at a video store or whatever it was, because I thought the cover was cool, and I was like, "Oh, what is this Firehouse thing?" And I thought they were great.
It's good.
Nothing wrong with
That's
that.
good. Videos played a lot of part in that genre as well, because they had a lot of, obviously there was a lot of aesthetic to that look, and there was always lots of females that had the aesthetic that went with that look as well. So the females got to see the dudes in the band, and then the males got to see the females in the videos. And yeah, but at that same time, there was some good music too. It wasn't all just the visual. A big part of it was the visual. So, all right. Where am I? Oh yeah, that was hair metal. That was punk. Back to sleaze rock. And I'm going to go with, I don't know if you guys have heard of these guys or not. And really, I haven't listened to it for a long time, but I put it on and it's pretty damn good. But it is the Tattooed Beat Messiah by the Zodiac Mind Warp and the Love Reaction. You might remember, Daryl, you might remember Prime Mover back in the day.
What?
I don't know. Yeah. Zodiac, Mind Warp, and the Love Reactor. And no, that's not Slash. It looks a little Slash-like, but it's not. But Prime Mover, again, this falls into the sleaze rock category. Skull Spark Joker is another title on here. Bad Girl City, to give you a little bit of idea. Planet Girl, Driving on Holy Gasoline. There's another one. So it's good stuff. They had Prime Mover was the hit, if you want to call it that. It had a pretty good video that went along with it. But there you go. Tattooed Beat Messiah. I think their only album was this one. The guy that was in this band is in a band I'm going to show, and he was also in the Cult for a little while. So that's kind of the time frame when the Cult was big with electric and stuff, and these guys were out too. So I recommend listening to it. I recommend listening to Prime Mover if you like that kind of that, not speed metal, but that faster, heavier, hairy, greasier metal. These guys fell into that category. I like it, but you know, I that's my jam a little bit, that kind of stuff.
It's into a future episode we should do, just bands with outrageous names.
Yeah, that would fall into the category. Yeah, for sure.
I'll have to buy some hot tuna, I guess.
Yeah, burgers, right? Wasn't it burgers? I think
something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to show two just for the sake of trying to get through the pop genre, so I can show my other one. I'll do this quick. This is a very pop record, but it is not like mainstream pop because this is a local band, local-ish, but it's power pop and garage rock kind of fused together. This is a band from Guelph, Ontario called Royal Castles. Fantastic band. Pink record. This is, funnily enough, it's called Just the Hits, but this is their only album. So it's not, I think they have a new one coming or they've just released a new one. It's very, very good power pop. This is the one and only instance in my collection when I can say I bought a record and the band delivered it to my house. Personally.
Yeah.
The drummer for this band is a guy, drummer and guitar player. They all change instruments. Is a guy by the name of AJ Johnson. I've talked about a band called Cuff the Duke from Toronto. They've been Juno nominated, alt country, supporting act for Blue Rodeo. He's the drummer in that band as well, and I know him. So when this album came out, he delivered it to my house, and they signed it for me. Really good power pop. Royal Castles is the band. Just the Hits is the album. I think they have it on their Bandcamp page.
I dig the cover. Cover's cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's good power pop. Really, really good. I can't talk about pop and not talk about Taylor Swift, can I? Have to. Have to. I mean, this is a country-ish album. This is a bootleg. This was never released on vinyl. It was released on CD, Speak Now World Tour Live. Her new stuff is much more pop, but, I mean, even her country stuff was very commercial pop. You can love her. You can hate her. You can be indifferent. I love her. What you can't argue, I think, though, is the profound effect she has had on popular music, the things she has done for artist rights, the records that she has set in terms of sales and everything. So, yeah, I'm a huge Swiftie, so we're going to show that. I have one more pop record, but I'll show that next round. Let's see on some comments here. Let's see. Richard only likes Disney's Cars.
That's all right. Disney's Cars is awesome. Lightning McQueen.
Scott's saying he can't do that stuff. I'm not sure what stuff he's referring to because I probably missed that thread earlier in the conversation. Chris needs to get some Firehouse. Scott's saying loads of hair extensions to be a hairband. Greasy Metal. Ooh. That's an awesome album artwork. Yeah, it is. That Royal Castles record. The album artwork is great, but the music is even better. And I'm not even going to post a John Mayer comment because John Mayer is a dickhead. So, Daryl, away you go, sir.
All right, what do I got here? I think I've got 6 to go, so I'll just do one for now. So this next guy definitely had some I don't know if you would call it power ballads, but definitely some ballads in the 1980s, but he was part of a soft rock / rock band in the early 1970s, of which I would really like to get some of their stuff, but they're not easy to find in the wild. I saw somebody showed their album the other day. They found it. I forget who it was. But I'd love to get the Fresh Raspberries album, the lead singer of the Raspberries, Eric Carmen. And so I'm going to show some Eric Carmen because I've always liked Eric Carmen. What's the one song that's on here? I forget.
It's a very gold foily album, isn't it?
Yeah, All By Myself is on this, which of course was redone by Celine Dion as a cover in the 1990s. But this was his, I guess, claim to fame as a solo artist. And then by the 1980s, he's doing Make Me Lose Control and Hungry Eyes, which are ballads, if not straight up power ballads by solo artists. So, yeah, I went with a little Eric Carmen. If I'm going to talk about getting your pants stuff, I think all the ladies were all over this guy in the 1970s and the 1980s. But he seems like a genuinely nice guy. Like I said, I would love to get a hold of the Raspberries because my dad used to listen to the Raspberries a ton. And you were talking about your dad wishing that you would have been able to get his collection, man. My dad gave his stuff away for free when my parents moved from their house. They just gave it all away. My dad had like 1,500, 2,000 records.
Wow.
I never got to see the light of day because if it had been 5 years later, when I moved up here, I would have been like, no, hold on to that stuff. I'm going to take it. But my dad had everything from Caravans in the Land of the Pink, which is probably the Canadian presses, I think, worth like a couple $100 now. I think my dad had all kinds of shit. So, but yeah, he was a huge Raspberries fan. Eric Carmen, all those guys. So there you go. Eric Carmen. I don't show him too much.
Nice.
Wonder if my kids will say my dad had all that shit. I think they might, possibly. They actually have. Riley's got a few albums in the bins. That's because his room's down the friggin' hall. But anyway, I digress a little bit. Where am I? I think I'm on hair metal. So we're gonna go with these guys were pretty good. And again, the cover falls into the category of a hair metal album, and this is Rat, and this is Invasion of Your Privacy. I didn't go with Out of the Cellar, but I think it's the same lady on the cover of Out of Your Cellar. She's just crawling instead of sitting there, but there's a lot of hair there. I'm not sure how much hair there is left on the boys from Rat. I don't know how much hair's left on many of these guys anymore. Some of them, Simmons, yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I think all the bald kids are cool. So, but I don't know how many of the hair bands have much left. I like the way that Bret Michaels does it. He's always got the bandana, but the bandana just keeps getting higher up his forehead all the time. There's a little bit sticking up the top still, but not the big album, but still pretty good. These guys, again, they were right in that time frame, that mid 80s. This was, when was this? This was 1985, so right in the mid 80s of the hair metal genre. They were pretty good. They weren't one of my favorites, but they were pretty good. So I thought that I would include a little bit of Rat. Round and Round, not on this album. That's on the other one, but there you go.
Yeah, no, that's a really good song, Round and Round.
Yeah, the other album is probably better than this one, but I just thought I'd show this one.
I figured you would show Rat, so there we go.
Yeah.
My turn. I'm going to jump into my second genre, but I was going to round out pop, I was going to show the Spice Girls, because pop, and yeah, manufactured, absolutely. There are a whole bunch of people auditioned, and they picked the best 5 to make this group. And yes, big Spice Girl fan. For context, however, when the Spice Girls broke and became a thing, I was a horny 15-year-old. So
Yep.
it may have had something to do, with in the song Two Become One, and Emma's talking about put it on. And I'm like, is she talking about what I think she's talking about? Why, yes, she is. And my attention was immediately there. So
I guess Taylor's got a new song called Wood that is having some controversy.
Apparently, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I have listened to Wood with my wife. We streamed it, and there's the whatever innuendos you want to think about are probably.
Well, when she says your wood is the key that opened my thighs. Yeah. Okay. So, Life of a Showgirl, fantastic bloody album. I love it. It's really, really good. I'm going to talk about country now. Because why not? I don't have a ton of country, but I have some. So I'm going to start here. Joe and Daryl will know these guys, and anyone who's from Canada will probably know these guys. Remember these guys, the Stampeders?
I love those guys. I just saw them play like a couple months ago. 2 of them are still.
Yeah, because one of them died, didn't he?
Yeah, just recent. Yeah. I think maybe in the last year or so, but yeah, still a couple of them going. So
it's still Kim Burley, the drummer, and
bass player.
The lead singer passed away just recently.
Correct. Yeah.
So these guys were interesting. They're from Alberta, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. Yeah, probably. I couldn't tell you that 100%, but that sounds right. Yes.
Yeah, and so they were very country to look at, obviously, and their songs were country, but they also crossed over to the mainstream and got a lot of top 40 radio airplay. Their big claim to fame was a song called "Sweet City Woman," which features a banjo. But it was, I don't know if it was a number 1 hit in Canada, but it would be top 5, I'm sure. They did a song. My favorite song that they did was "Carry Me." That was another big radio hit. But these guys toured all over Canada for years and apparently are still going. So they were a mainstream country pop before country pop was a thing. That'd be a fair statement.
I think so. Yeah, definitely. So they could have filled either genre.
Yep. So there you go.
They do an excellent cover of "Hit the Road, Jack," which features Wolfman Jack at the beginning. It's awesome.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Hey, Cornelius. Yeah.
Scott says he's got to run. Scott says he's got to run. He's making a tribute video. Good night, Scott. Thanks for joining us, my friend.
Good night, sir.
Good night.
All right. Daryl, it is your turn.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of 1980s, getting your pants heartthrobs. I have 3 of his albums because I'm not ashamed to say that I really do like this guy and his music. And not to mention, he's actually got a music video, which is a fantastic baseball video, sort of. Richard Marx. Should have known better, but he's got Endless Summer Nights, Hold On to the Night. This is all just, I mean, you want a guy who was all the girls were into is this guy. Rhythm of Life, Heaven Only Knows, Lonely Heart, Don't Mean Nothing. It's all on here, but I have 3 of his albums. Apparently that song Hazard that he did in the late 80s, early 90s caused some controversy. I don't know exactly what it was. I bought this at the album cover itself had a little bit of water damage. It's all ripped off
a little bit,
but a little bit. But the vinyl plays fantastic, and there's no mold or anything on it, so can't go wrong with that. But I mean, I get it. He's not going to be for everyone, but I remember all the girls. I mean, when this came out, I think it was in 86 or 87. I mean, I was in elementary school. All the girls had a thing for him, and all the girls. Speaking of those boy bands, one that I know Rob loves a lot from the late 80s, New Kids on the Block. They came around.
God, no. God,
but all the girls seem to like these guys. The Michael Boltons, the Richard Marks, and the next guy that I'm going to talk about after. He's another one that might fit this bill of just that heartthrob kind of thing. But I'm not ashamed to say I actually do like Richard Marks.
Would it surprise you to hear me say I've seen him in concert?
Really? That's awesome.
I did. Didn't go to see him specifically, but the first time that I saw Ringo Starr in the All-Star Band, he was the guitar player.
Cool.
And then when I saw him on the next tour, they replaced him with Billy Squier.
Yeah. Oh, Billy Squier. There you go. What was the baseball video? It was Take This Heart, I think, or something like that?
I think so. I'd have to ask my wife because she loves them. So, to your point.
Billy Squier is the epitome of do one stupid video and screw up your whole career.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
It's unfortunate because I liked Billy Squier a lot, and I still like that song even. And I didn't really give a rat's ass about the video, but it just got him so much grief. It's ridiculous. But anyway.
Right Here Waiting is a good song. I agree, Chris. It's a good song.
That's valid. That's valid for sure.
Yeah.
All right,
okay. I'll finish off the sleaze rock. We'll go with these guys first. I got 2 out of the sleaze rock. So Skid Row again probably falls into the hair metal category, but again, I mean, it's a lot of hair. But they were definitely hair metal. I think was a little more poppy metal than what I'm shooting for with sleaze rock. Anyway, again, the Guns N' Roses, the Motley Crues, which fall into both categories. But this is a fantastic album. Big Gun, Sweet Little Sister, 18 in Life, Rattlesnake Shake. I mean, Youth Gone Wild. This is a really, really deadly debut from these guys. I saw them back. They opened for Aerosmith. Aerosmith could also fall into the sleazy, bluesy metal category, whatever you want to call the genre. But they were very good when they opened up for Aerosmith. Sebastian Bach, who can't really sing a whole bunch anymore, I don't think, but he's still charging people. Anyway, back to that. And then this is a band that I talked about earlier where the guy was in the Zodiac Mind Warp, and he was also in the Cult, and he was also most notably in a band called the Four Horsemen. And I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with this. Rob, maybe not so much. Daryl, maybe you a little bit more, but just really, really good guitar, rock and roll, bluesy guitar stuff. Awesome, fantastic stuff. And again, you know, just the kind of the dirty, bearded, long-haired dudes, but rocking is my business. Nobody said it was easy. Can't Stop Rocking, Wanted Man. Look for this album. It's out there. It's super expensive. And then this was a reissue that they did a little while ago where the band just got so many letters and calls for you got to do something. So they put out 1,000, and it was produced by Rick Rubin. And then on this copy, if you were one of the first X amount, you got your name in the thank yous as well for buying this reissue, because the original goes for a whole shitload, is one of those 90s albums, but they were kind of at the tail end of metal. Again, like you talked about, Daryl, where grunge came in and it kind of killed that genre off a little bit.
Yeah.
As soon as everybody heard Nirvana and Soundgarden and everybody, it kind of killed that a little bit, but
Now, is that band a straight up like hair metalish band, or is that like one of those southern rock metal bands?
Yes, that is it. That is an apt way of putting it. More of the little bit of bluesy, but still, and yeah, not metal, but just that little bit heavier than standard rock, if that makes sense or not. And yes, they come out of the southern states as well. So just a really, really fantastic album that is super hard to find the originals. This is a remake, and there wasn't not a remake, a reissue. There wasn't a whole bunch of those either, but if you can stream it and listen to it, it's deadly. It is definitely one that when I kind of came back around into this, we'll call it 10, 15 years ago or whatever it is now, it was one that I went looking for and never did find. And then all of a sudden, thank goodness they actually they brought it out, because it's one of my favorite albums altogether. So there you go. That's my sleaze rock done.
Chris wants to come walk around your music room.
You are welcome anytime, my friend.
Chris
Anytime.
will walk around your music room, and you and I will race slot cars.
We'll race slot cars. We'll play some pinball. We'll listen to some music. Yeah, 15-year-old me loves this basement. So does 60-year-old me. But yeah, yeah.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Likewise. All right. Continuing on the country. All four of my records I picked are Canadian. Bizarre.
That's good.
Okay, let's go with something Joe sent me. This was some VCLT that I was not expecting, but because Joe's the cool dude that he is, and he listens when people says things. And I said, I'd like to get some Good Brothers someday. This is Good Brothers Live. And there's the fellas right there, looking very cowboy hattish. It's a live record from 1980 something. I don't know, 80 something. So, why did I want a Good Brothers record? Good question. I am a big fan of another band from Toronto called the Sadies, which are a rock band that also does country, does blues, does surf music, does everything. And it's two brothers, and their dad and uncles are the Good Brothers. And so the Good Brothers play on the Sadies live record. And so I just thought, you know what, it'd be cool to hear a Good Brothers record one of these days, but I've never seen any in the wild. So I had ordered something from Joe's store, and he sent it to me in the package along with the thing that I ordered. He sent me a Good Brothers live record, and it is really good. They cover I assume some of these are sort of country standards. They do some covers you'd know, like Mr. Tambourine Man. But yeah, it's just a good, I don't know, like if you know, I don't know, like it makes me think of like Alabama, is that a pretty fair comparison, Joe?
I think so, for sure. And you could take the Good Brothers and the Stampeders, you could put them at a show and a couple of beers, and you'd be set, because
100%.
Good, fun music, party music, and yeah, I mean, it's got the country flavor to it, but just good, which is ultimately the genre we all like, right?
Really solid musicians, really solid musicians. So,
agreed.
Had never heard any of their music before, but I wanted it because out of curiosity more than anything else, and it's a good record. So, Rob, Joe, and Daryl have all the Canadian Post sorted themselves out, or are they? Canada? No, Canada Post is still fucking around. They're
it's rotating bullshit.
Rotating.
I mean, you could send something and it might get there, it might not get there still because it's rotating, right? So
yeah, exactly. You're better to like FedEx something or whatever. So yeah. Okay. It's 5-2. Do we want to do kind of a speed round to wrap this up? Do you guys have a ton left?
Sure.
Yeah, we can do speed round, get her done.
All right.
Speed round.
9-2.
All right. Well, I got 4 left to show. 2 of them are going to be kind of that heartthrob thing, and then a couple of the other ones are 1970s, 80s type soft rock, soft pop. So I showed Richard Marx in my last pick. I couldn't do this. I thought about doing this by showing the greatest hits, which Rob just, spoiler alert, Rob just got this. He showed it in his recent pickups video, but I went with the lead singer instead, Steve Perry. This is Street Talk, but Rob finally got the Journey's greatest hit, the red one, which is it's all you need really when it comes to Journey. It's fantastic though. But this one here, I mean, this has got his makeup music, Foolish Heart, and what was the other one?
Oh, Sherry.
Oh, Sherry, I think it was, both on here. So yeah, I mean, I'm a huge Steve Perry fan. I like Journey. Me personally, I think that's the only era of Journey that I really like is the Steve Perry era. So there we go. Next but not least, it's not a surprise. Everybody knows that I like Chicago, specifically the Peter Cetera era, but I do like Peter Cetera when he went solo. This is the one that has Glory of Love on it, which is, from quite possibly one of the top 10 movies of the 1980s, Karate Kid Part 2. Not much else I can say about Peter Cetera other than he likes to do those, and he did a duet with Amy Grant, which is pretty cool. Next on the list, this is not from Power Ballads or anything like that. In fact, this might even, I would say that this is soft, but Carly Simon fits the bill, especially with her 1980s stuff. This is the Come Upstairs album, which has the song Jessie on it, which I guess would be kind of a soft pop, but she also did, I think she did Coming Around Again, I think was the other one, which is kind of more of her slow stuff. And then last but not least, this doesn't have I'm Not in Love on it, but 10cc kind of epitomizes, I think, the 1970s make out, get in your pants kind of music. So the How Dare You album is the one that I have, but I got to get the one with I'm Not in Love on it. So finish it off with some 10cc, soft pop, soft rock, ballad, power ballad genre episode today. There we go.
Nice.
There you go.
The early 10cc is really good too. Stuff like Rubber Bullets and that. Look for that if you can find it. If you can find an earlier greatest hits, that's pretty decent. When you talked about the guy with the high voice at the end, I thought for sure you were going to show Sheriff, because that is about the highest note that I can remember ever almost being hit. Not quite. Mariah gets up a little higher, but
I don't have Sheriff, but I do like Sheriff.
And it would have fit in your category, that album, at least that song for sure, right? So yeah. What else was I going to say? Oh, I was down a YouTube rabbit hole the other day. Do you guys remember Andy Taylor? He was in the Power Station, but he was also in Duran Duran, but he had a song called Take It Easy. That's a good song. I digress for nothing other than I just thought of it for some reason. But Andy Taylor, Take It Easy. It sounded a lot like Bang a Gong, and it was from American something or other. It was a soundtrack. Anyway, I digress yet again. Let's finish off. I'll finish off the hair metal, and then I'll finish off with some punk. The hair metal band, the boys. Yes, they're boys. No, they're boys. I can't remember if it was that the comment was I saw this really good looking female rock band the other day, but it was Poison, or if it was Motley Crue, I'm not sure. And Kirk just hit a 3-run homer, so it's 12-2 now.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
Way to go, Kirky.
We needed a few of those earlier in the series. This one's got a little beat up at the bottom, but good stuff. CC. Speaking of Bret Michaels, there's Bret with a lot of hair still going on there, but good stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of makeup getting worn. There's a lot of hairspray being used, and it was really super, super cheesy, and you're shaking your head, and I get that. But I really liked Poison. Actually, I liked Open Up and Say a little bit more than this one, which I have over there too. But I chose to go because that is kind of the epitome of hairband. So there's that to finish off that genre. Then I will go with the Dead trilogy in punk. There is the Dead Milkmen. And this was nice because these all come out of the same spot. They all come out of the same spot in the cube. But the Dead Boys, another band that was really early on at CBGB and stuff. And then I think most of them kind of either overdosed or did something to themselves. This is a really good album, The Dead Milkmen. I like that. And then there is one of the, again, probably on the Mount Rushmore of punk a little bit anyway, the Dead Kennedys, Holiday in Cambodia on here. And what else is on? Well, this is kind of a best of, so Police Truck's on here, Too Drunk to Fuck's on here, the Dead Kennedys. So the Dead trilogy. And again, what's super nice is they all go back in the same spot in the cube over there. And last but not least, in the punk category, a little Halloween coming up, and the Misfits and the Legacy of Brutality. Good stuff. Glenn Danzig and company and the Misfits. Interesting stuff on this album. So there you go. Legacy of Brutality by the Misfits. Only Misfits that I have. I should have some more of theirs because I like all that stuff. But there you go. That wraps up the punk genre for me. But I had a whole bunch of other ones. If we'd just done one, it probably would have been a bunch. It probably just would have been punk for me if we would have just done one category, or if I would have just done one category. So Kelly Gruber says, Rob, it's your turn.
Okay. I don't think that's what Kelly Gruber sounds like. But
no, probably not. But it's not. Kelly Gruber sounds like right now.
He's got a bit of a southern accent, if I'm not mistaken.
I think he might have. Yeah.
Or like a Midwest kind of accent. Anyway.
That's correct.
I don't have a ton of country albums. I maybe only have 7 or 8, but I'm going to show this because this is the most country-looking album that I have.
Yes.
Daniel Romano. This album is terrible.
Yes, you've said that before. Yeah.
I have. It's terrible. He's wearing his nudie suit, and yes, this is an actual nudie suit. It's not a knock. If you don't know what a nudie suit is, Google it. It's a guy that made country western suits. Daniel's a weird guy. He's from Welland, Ontario. He's been in a rock band. He went through a country phase. He did some other. His non-country stuff is actually pretty good. This sounds exactly like it looks, is how I've described it. If you have in your head what this sounds like, yes, that's what it sounds like. I think like Hank Williams Sr., that nasally, there's a tear in my beer, that kind of shit. That's what this is. It's bad. I've seen him live. He opened for White Horse. Me and my buddy Brian went, and I've told the story before. He has a song in here called I'm Not Crying Over You. And it is, other than writing a song going, my dog ran away and my truck died, this is the next most country song you could possibly write. And it's dreadful, but I love it because my buddy Brian used to do it all the time at open mic nights, and he and I would have a blast with it because it's so damn bad. So that's the only reason I have this. Have I listened to this whole record? No. God, no.
No, hell no.
And we're going to end this with one country record I really do like by one of the greatest there ever was. Stompin' Tom Connors.
Nice.
As a Canadian, if you don't like him, get out. No longer with us, passed away about 10 years ago. Not a more passionate Canadian has there ever lived. Refused to go to the States because he's like, I don't need to. I'm Canadian and I will make my living in my homeland, singing about my homeland and my fellow countrymen. And he was fiercely patriotic, and some of his songs are part of the cultural landscape that we identify with. You can make jokes about, mooses and beavers and maple syrup. And yeah, he embraced that and wrote songs about it. And we freaking love him. Everybody loves him. He's great. Stompin' Tom Connors, My Stompin' Ground, which came out in 1967. So the legend. Not to be confused with Daryl, who his students call the legend.
Exactly. So it made me think of something I saw the other day, which applies in no way, shape, or form because none of us are in West Vancouver. But if you're in West Vancouver, there is a tribute to Lucinda Williams coming up. It's got Joel Plaskett. It's got Lindy Ortega. It's got the Trews playing at it. It's got Wide Mouth Mason playing at it. So I think it'd be pretty good if you're out in West Vancouver or you can get there. I think that'd be a pretty damn good show. It is at the K Meek Arts Center in West Vancouver. But I think that'd be a pretty good I think, overall night of music out there. So
I should say so. I've seen most of those artists.
Yeah.
Other than the Trews. Very good.
Yeah,
That's
the
awesome.
Trews are doing a Canadian tour too, and I haven't seen them, and I think I should probably check that out because I don't dislike them. I'm not sure I'm a huge fan, but I don't dislike them. So I think we get so few concerts coming through. I got to go to something. I'm looking forward to Hootie next Monday, so that'll be good.
Sure.
He's not selling worth of shit though. How is Darius Rucker not selling worth of shit? I don't get that. They're like doing 50% off on tickets in certain sections. It's crazy. I don't know if it's odd because I think it's going to be a very good show. So anyway,
Yeah.
Crazy.
yeah.
Well, we're at the 2-hour mark, so we'll do what we always do and go around the horn. Joe has no new videos out probably, but what's going on at the store?
It's odd. This is going to sound odd, but it has been quiet lately, and we've got our whole month of October buy one get one half off. So I'm not sure what is exactly going on. We've got a nice selection. I promote as much as I can, but it's just been slower a little bit. So I'm not sure. There was a ton of people in for Taylor Swift. So there was. She will always.
How many of those did you sell out of curiosity?
I think I sold. Well, I only brought in 20, and I sold them all so far. So
Yeah,
which isn't a whole bunch, but for us, that's a lot.
Yeah,
because we're still not that destination.
Right. You're a stereo store that happens to have records.
Exactly. That's the thing. So, I was happy with that number. That was pretty good. And there were some new people that now maybe will come back in for some other stuff. So,
right.
But yeah, it's just been a little bit quieter. I'm not sure exactly what more I can do. Like I said, we're doing buy one, get one half off. And we've got a nice selection, and we've got nice sleeves from vinylstoragesolutions.ca. So I'm not sure, but maybe I have to get it. Maybe I got to find some new inroads. I've never done TikTok, and I'm not sure if that's a thing. I think there's certainly a crowd for TikTok, so maybe I have to start to promote a little bit on there. I still do the YouTube, I still do the the Facebook and the Instagram, but maybe that's a thing. Maybe that's another. Maybe there's some group out there that's where they see their stuff, and I have to get out there and do that. So hopefully I can find some more people. We're good. It's good. It's just been a little slower. So, yeah.
Daryl, what's going on with you?
So put out a couple videos this week because I'm kind of on my 1 week hunt break or whatever it is. I'm going to try to get a few other videos made that I can set maybe on a schedule or something like that. So it doesn't look like I've just did videos all week and then I just clumped them all in 1 week. I mean, I guess I could do that, but I like to try to spread them as much as I can. So I got a whole pile of ideas. I think the next one I might do, that's my own original, is I want to do 80s soundtracks. So soundtracks of movies that I've actually seen, and then soundtracks of the ones that I've never seen.
Like Grease 2.
What's that?
Like Grease 2. Fantastic soundtrack. Michelle Pfeiffer. Ooh.
Yeah, that's about all I got going, though. I think just want to get a couple more videos going. I don't have Grease 2, which
well,
I don't even know if I've got Grease.
Well, you don't need Grease. It sucks. But Grease 2, cool rider. I tell you, your ears will never be the same again.
Yeah. And there's a shit ton of threads out. I'm probably not going to do them all, but I want to do a few of them. Some of them were kind of interesting there. I know Lloyd down in Australia he's trying to rebuild his channel because he had like close to 500 subscribers and he lost his channel there. So he's trying to get that back up and going again. So I might do that. He just did a thread for that. So yeah, we'll see.
Cool. I did a video on recent vinyl finds that went up just on Sunday because I hadn't done one in a while. And my resolve to not buy records if I could help it.
Yeah.
Has not gone well in the last couple months, especially because there has been a lot of incredible releases that I, didn't expect. So I've got Anthology 4 on pre-order. I have The Darkness, One-Way Ticket to Hell and Back. Never thought that would get reissued, but it did. So I got that pre-ordered. You got the Nebraska box set. That's pre-ordered. What else is there? There was the Oasis, What's the Story, Morning Glory 30th anniversary. Like, there was a lot of records that oh, shit, I got to buy it because I have. Like, they were essentials. So I'm going to try and slow down now again, but we'll see what happens. So I did that video. I'm still working on doing Daryl's Juno video because I really like that idea. I got a lot of Juno records. It's just a matter of sitting down to actually film it. And then I had this idea percolating in my head that I want to do a video about being a record collector versus being a person that just prefers to listen to music on vinyl. And I think that those things are different. And I think by and large, I fall into I'm not a record collector. That's not why I buy records. So I want to make a video about that, but I haven't totally fleshed it out in my head yet. So I don't know which one you're going to see first, the Juno video or the record collector versus record listener, we'll call it. So that's what's in the works. So
Cool.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go watch the end of the game, I guess. Hopefully me watching it doesn't spoil it for them, but we'll see. Maybe it's good luck with Kelly Gruber. That must be it.
I'd like to thank you all for having me this evening. It
That
was a
sounds more
pleasure.
like it.
Yeah, that's close. Okay.
Closer.
And 2-1, all things hold up, sounds a hell of a lot better than down 2-0. And sounds way better than down 3-0. So we'll see. They were better. You didn't see it. They were better tonight for sure. So,
Good.
Yeah.
Well, we still got a few innings left. So
yeah, that's right. Got to get her done. Yeah.
For everyone watching tonight in the comments section, thank you very much for tuning in. We love chatting with you every week. And for those that are going to watch this later on, thanks for spending a couple hours with us. We will be back next week. We'll have a guest host. We'll have a new topic. We'll figure out what that is probably next Monday. So that's it for Joe and Daryl and myself. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We will catch you next time. Have a good evening.
Good night, everyone.